Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to take a few minutes today, man, to discuss something that I thought was very important. You know what I'm saying? And what I want to talk about is the way that the media covers this election, especially among black folks. Because I think that the media has made a mockery of the black vote this election cycle. Because according to the way that they cover Bernie Sanders in the media, you would think that he had little to no support in the black community. And we have to admit that the lack of black support in the media plays a huge role in the way that influence anybody of color that's watching. And I also think that the media has controlled the narrative in the black community this election cycle and made us think that it's entirely about beating Donald Trump. And that's not to say that beating Donald Trump isn't important, but for me, that's just not enough on its own. But we're supposed to have this free and balanced press, but the last two election cycles has definitely proved otherwise. The media got it wrong with Hillary Clinton. The media got it wrong with Donald Trump. The polls and everything else indicated that Trump wasn't going to get elected, that Hillary Clinton was going to win. The media screwed that whole thing up. They got that entirely wrong. They never took responsibility for it. And now we're supposed to have 100% faith in the way that anything in the media is portrayed these days. And at some point, black folks have to take responsibility for our lack of knowledge when it comes to choosing anybody that's running for any office. And that's just real, because I remember in 2008 when the narrative was black folks was voting for Barack Obama because he was black, but now it's perfectly fine for those same black folks to vote for Joe Biden because he was Barack Obama's vice president, which to me is an absolute insult, because that insinuates a childlike inability to choose based off of substance. And that should definitely be an insult to all black people. But somewhere where I do want to give credit to is the young people and the overwhelming support for Bernie Sanders, because that definitely shows a high level of awareness and a group of young people that's well informed in who they're voting for. But which also brings me to my next point, is the support for Joe Biden among the older black folks. And I don't know if that's because the way the media covered, or maybe it is just simply because Joe Biden was Barack Obama's vice president. But those same people that vote for Joe Biden and think that that's enough, or that should stand on its own, that just ain't enough for me. And it just don't make sense to me. That it's not enough substance there for me. So I'm gonna say this, man, is that all the black folks that standing behind Joe Biden, if he get the nomination and the dude lose to Trump, then you might as well get ready right now to take full responsibility for that, because there's no reason for someone of age in the black community that understand exactly how politics affects the black community should vote against their own interests simply because they didn't do enough research on the person that they voting for. In other words, man, what older black folks has done this election cycle, y'all have let young people, which is how it should be if you ask me. I think young people should play a huge role in elections, but I just think that in this election cycle, in the black community specifically, you know what I'm saying, I think that the older black folks has let the young black generation make a more responsible decision in who they're gonna vote for than you did. Because there definitely shouldn't be a divide among young folks and older folks in the black community in terms of who are they going to vote for. Like I just don't get that. But like I say, this isn't to insult anybody, because this is a free country. You get to vote for who you want to vote for, and you deserve it, and everybody have that right to that. This right here is just my opinion, which I have the right to as well. So this is just me saying how I feel about this. A lot of people they counted this whole election over as if Joe Biden already got the nomination. But if you ask me, man, I'm still rooting, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a big Super Tuesday coming up in Michigan, and I'm hoping that things start to turn around for Bernie Sanders, man. Because the thing that I like about Bernie Sanders is this, man. I just think that the things that he represent and the policies that he represent, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think those policies are specific to a color. I mean, free college tuition. That's an issue that could solve the education problem in the United States of America in every community, no matter what color or what background. You know what I'm saying? That's a transcendent Medicare for all. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that, man. And think about how much of a difference that can make to not have to worry about healthcare. And to me, man, just those two issues alone, to me, it's particularly in the black community, man, I just think those are huge. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm asking, man, is from this point forward, man, I just hope that black folks get a little more involved and know who you're voting for. And just remember that this election cycle is important. And if you ask me, man, I think we have the opportunity right now with Bernie Sanders to make politics work for people. And I think that this is the first chance that we had to make something happen like this, man, in almost 150 years. If we pass this opportunity to shake up things politically, it'll be another 150 years before we get the chance to see something as revolutionary as what Bernie Sanders is talking about. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Some people don't like Bernie Sanders for whatever reasons. You know what I'm saying? And you have a right to feel that way. That's perfectly fine. But I'm talking specifically to the people whose policies that Bernie Sanders will have a positive impact on. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to those people specifically. And if you're one of those people, be informed about who you're voting for. Don't just push a button because that's what the mainstream media say. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all see a lot of black faces on all these media outlets, MSNBC, CNN. Everybody's saying, you know, Joe Biden is more electable. Joe Biden, the black votes went with Joe Biden. Let's not be influenced by what's popular. Let's make well-informed decisions, because I'm telling you now, if Joe Biden get the nomination and Donald Trump beat him, you will be single-handedly responsible for that happening. Just think about that when you get ready to vote this season. Thank you.